We traveled the beaten tracks to see change in action, to a clinic in the little village of Loyaba in the remote northeast. News had spread among the women in the surrounding communities that there was now someone here who could prevent them from dying in childbirth. Finally, there was someone who could keep their babies healthy.
My name is Shazia. I'm 22 years old, and I'm a midwife in Loyaba Clinic. In my village, there weren't any midwives, and I was the only one trained in midwifery in my village. I saw one of our cousins die in childbirth, and after that I decided to become a midwife to solve those kinds of problems.
Most patients have never visited midwives before. They are several times mothers, and their immune systems are weakened by back-to-back pregnancies.
There is no one to ask when there's a problem because I'm the only midwife. The only thing I can do is call the hospital doctors.
Shazia urges mothers to give birth within the safety of her clinic, but traditions die hard.
I've always delivered at home. I will again. If I have problems, I will go to clinic.
A few years ago, there would have been no midwife to make the journey and save mother and child. That was before the community midwife program began in Faizabad, the provincial capital. The school gives invaluable skills to young women like this one. She saw her own neighbor die in childbirth. The terrain in Badakshan is rugged and the weather is harsh. 10 years ago, there were only 4 midwives in Badakshan, all here at the Faizabad hospital. Women trying to get here from remote areas died on the way, some still do today. The weight of traditions does the rest. Some men don't let their wives out of the house. Some families prefer to rely on the imam's blessings than on a nurse's care.
When they bring them here, the situation is serious already because the roads and means of transport are bad.
Dr. Zurha was one of those 4 original midwives. In these halls, she continues to see some of the worst cases, but she says the midwifery program has made a difference.
Since the start of the community midwife program, there are more women coming here, but the mortality rate has decreased at the hospital. Day by day, it's getting better.
In Shazia's village, the message is getting across as well. When it came time to give birth, Samira, the school teacher, called her former English student for help.
It was Friday. Shazia was the midwife, and there was no one else. Many children and mothers died because they faced problems reaching the hospital. Now I persuade others to go to the clinic because it is better than delivering at home. Because it is very clean and Shazia is intelligent. I am happy and thankful because she did my delivery very well.
Back at her old school, Shazia was nervous and asked us to stop filming. Other women would get jealous, she said to us. So we finished our conversation at the teacher's house, away from the nosy stares. Suddenly, Shazia's father appears to greet us. So we ask him if his daughter is bringing negative attention to herself through her work.
All our people accepted, and she has the support of everyone in the village. Now people come at 10 o'clock, even midnight sometimes, and they ask for Shazia. We go together to their houses and solve their problems.
Despite all the talk of acceptance, Shazia still faces a conservative environment. One where unmarried women don't travel on their own at night. One where a woman who works shouldn't bring attention to herself. The first time we met, Shazia refused to let us film her, and after days of shooting, she still wouldn't bring us to her home. Early on in their training, the midwives learn to face other taboos and to keep quiet to protect their patients. Women have little say in matters of family planning here. When they want to stop having children, they must often hide their contraception from their husbands. Midwives here are gatekeepers for the most rebellious female act in the patriarchal society that is Afghanistan.
There are about 16 or 20 people per day who want contraception. In Afghanistan, men do not come to the clinic. Actually, the man and wife should come together to discuss taking breaks in pregnancies.
Awareness is growing, old habits are breaking. Shazia is very young, yet an authority in a community, a pillar for mothers when she's never had a child herself, and without her knowing, a model for other midwives to be, and all Afghan women still striving to find a place in society. For Simon Asia, this is Maeva Bambuck in Loyoba, Afghanistan.